Ever looked up at the night sky, that endless expanse of twinkling stars, and wondered, are we really alone? I mean, seriously alone? No other life, no other civilizations, just us? It's a question that's haunted humanity for millennia, a cosmic riddle whispered across generations. We've built telescopes that pierce the very fabric of space, sent probes to explore distant planets, and yet the answer remains elusive. Think about it. Our planet, a tiny blue marble in a vast, swirling galaxy teeming with life. But is it unique? Is Earth the only place where the spark of life ignited, where complex organisms evolved, where consciousness emerged? Or is the universe a cosmic garden, overflowing with a vibrant tapestry of life forms beyond our wildest imagination? We've spent decades searching. Radio telescopes scan the heavens, listening for faint whispers of alien broadcasts, hoping to catch a glimpse of another intelligent species. We've sent messages into space, encoded with our hopes and dreams, our science and our art, hoping someone, somewhere, might receive them. We've pored over data, looking for anomalies, for signals that hint at something extraordinary. And yet, silence. A vast, echoing silence that both fascinates and frustrates. It's a silence that fuels countless science fiction stories, inspires countless philosophical debates, and keeps us gazing up at the stars, searching for answers. But what if the answer isn't out there, in the distant reaches of space? What if the answer is closer than we think? What if the evidence of extraterrestrial contact isn't hidden in faint radio signals or cryptic messages from distant stars, but right here, on our own planet? What if our history books are wrong? What if everything we thought we knew about the past is a lie? Prepare yourself, because what you're about to see will challenge everything you thought you knew about the history of our planet, about human civilization, and about our place in the universe. Get ready to question everything, because the truth might be far stranger and far more incredible than you can possibly imagine. Okay, so we've talked about the big question, are we alone? And we've hinted at the possibility that the answer might be closer than we think, closer than the furthest reaches of space, maybe even closer than our history books would suggest. Now picture this, the Andes Mountains, rugged, breathtaking, a spine of rock piercing the clouds, a landscape that's been shaped by millennia of wind, rain, and the slow, relentless march of time. A place of ancient mysteries, lost cities, and whispered legends. A place where the echoes of the past still resonate, waiting to be discovered. And discovered they were. Not by some grand expedition with flashing lights and heavy equipment, but by a small team of archaeologists, driven by curiosity and a thirst for uncovering the unknown. They were searching for something, anything, that could shed light on the pre-Columbian cultures that once thrived in this unforgiving but beautiful landscape. They were expecting pottery shards, maybe some ancient tools. They certainly weren't expecting this. They stumbled upon it quite by accident, really. A landslide, triggered by a sudden storm, had ripped away a section of the mountainside, revealing a hidden cave. Inside, nestled amongst the rocks and earth, were artifacts. Not just any artifacts, mind you, but objects that defied all logic, all understanding, all expectation. Objects that immediately sent shivers down the spines of even the most seasoned researchers. Imagine, if you will, a scene straight out of an Indiana Jones movie. Dust motes dancing in the beam of a flashlight, revealing intricate carvings on metallic objects that seem impossibly out of place. Shapes that are both familiar and utterly alien, designs so precise, so sophisticated, that they leave you breathless. They weren't just tools or ornaments. These were something else entirely. We're talking about objects that shouldn't exist. Not in that time, not in that place, not with that level of craftsmanship. We're talking about metallurgy that surpasses anything known to pre-Columbian civilizations. We're talking about alloys, compositions of metals that simply shouldn't be found in that part of the world. Where do they come from? How are they created? The questions are piling up faster than the archaeologists can unearth the answers. Think about the implications for a moment. These weren't crude, roughly hewn tools. These were meticulously crafted objects, demonstrating a level of precision and technical understanding that would be considered advanced even by today's standards. The level of detail is astonishing. The craftsmanship is breathtaking. And the materials are simply baffling. Let's not forget the sheer volume of these artifacts. It wasn't just one or two curious objects. This was a significant find, a collection of items that clearly suggest a sophisticated, organized effort. A culture, a civilization, capable of producing these objects on a scale that implies a considerable amount of time, resources, and expertise. A level of technological advancement that simply shouldn't have existed thousands of years ago in the remote Andes. This wasn't a single rusty nail or a broken pot. This was a treasure trove of bewildering objects, a collection of artifacts that force us to confront the uncomfortable possibility that our understanding of the past is incomplete, perhaps even fundamentally flawed. This wasn't just a discovery. It was a challenge, a slap in the face to everything we thought we knew about human history. And it all started with a landslide in the Andes. A landslide that revealed a secret buried for millennia, a secret that's only just beginning to be unearthed. Okay, so we've got these mind-blowing objects, right? Unearthed in the Andes, hidden for thousands of years. But what really sets them apart? Forget the usual chipped stone tools or basic pottery. We're talking about something else entirely. Something that makes even the most seasoned archaeologists scratch their heads and mutter, "I don't get it." Think of the most intricate piece of jewelry you've ever seen, the most delicate clockwork mechanism, the most finely crafted piece of metalwork. Now imagine that level of skill, that precision, that understanding of materials, but thousands of years in the past. In a time when our understanding of pre-Columbian societies paints a picture of relatively simple tools and techniques. These artifacts shatter that picture. They exploded into a million glittering pieces. These aren't just pretty decorations. We're talking about metallurgy, the science of working with metals. That's simply beyond anything we'd expect from that era. The alloys used are complex, the techniques refined, the results astonishing. We're talking about metals that aren't naturally found in the Andes. Some of these alloys require incredibly high temperatures and specialized knowledge to create. Think about the sheer technological leap needed to master these processes. It's staggering. Look at the designs. They're not crude or haphazard. They're incredibly intricate, unbelievably detailed. We're talking microscopic precision, geometric patterns that are both stunningly beautiful and deeply puzzling. Some of the designs seem almost symbolic, like they're trying to tell us something. A message encoded in metal, waiting to be deciphered. And who encoded it? Consider this. The level of craftsmanship is not just advanced for its time, it's advanced period. Many of the techniques used are still employed today, albeit with more sophisticated tools and equipment. But these artifacts, they were made with tools that are themselves a mystery. What kind of technology allowed for this level of precision? What kind of knowledge base supported such a level of skill? These aren't questions with easy answers. We're not talking about a few isolated pieces here. We're talking about a consistent pattern across many different artifacts. This wasn't a fluke, a one-off discovery. This suggests a level of technological sophistication that was widespread, consistent, and clearly understood by those who created these objects. It wasn't just one clever individual. It was a whole society operating at a level that, frankly, is baffling. And the materials themselves? Some of the metals used are incredibly rare, requiring specialized knowledge to extract and refine. The combinations of metals, the alloys, are unlike anything found naturally in the region. Where did they get these materials? How did they acquire the knowledge to work with them? The sheer level of skill demonstrated is enough to make your jaw drop. These artifacts aren't just challenging our understanding of pre-Columbian civilizations. They're challenging our understanding of technological advancement itself. They're forcing us to rethink the very timeline of human progress. They're suggesting that our assumptions about what was possible thousands of years ago might be completely, utterly wrong. This isn't just about refining a few details in our history books. It's about rewriting whole chapters. These artifacts are a profound challenge to everything we thought we knew. And that, my friends, is just the beginning. So, we've got these incredibly advanced artifacts, right? Stunning craftsmanship, intricate designs. But where do the materials come from? That's the million-dollar question, the one that really sends chills down your spine. Because the answer, my friends, is unsettling. Forget the usual gold, silver, or copper you'd expect from ancient civilizations. The analysis of these artifacts revealed something far stranger, far more otherworldly. We're talking about alloys, combinations of metals that simply don't exist naturally in the Andes. Not even close. We're talking about metallic compounds so unusual, so precise, that they've left experts utterly baffled. Imagine this. The scientists take a tiny sample, a sliver of this impossibly crafted metal. They run it through every test imaginable, every spectrometer, every electron microscope. They're looking for a match, a clue, anything to explain the composition of this alien substance. But nothing fits. Nothing lines up. It's like they've stumbled upon a metal that doesn't belong on Earth. Think about it. The Andes are rich in certain minerals, sure. But these alloys? They involve elements found only in trace amounts, or not at all, in the region. We're talking about metals that would require sophisticated extraction techniques, specialized furnaces, incredible precision, and a level of metallurgical knowledge that simply shouldn't have existed thousands of years ago in the heart of the Andes. One particular alloy, for instance, contains a rare earth element, a metal so unusual, so difficult to refine, that even today's technology requires complex industrial processes to isolate it. Finding this element in these ancient artifacts is like finding a diamond in a coal mine. But the diamond is also made of something that shouldn't exist. And it's not just one or two isolated instances. This pattern repeats itself across many of the artifacts. Different objects, different shapes, different purposes, but the same baffling, inexplicable metallic compositions. It's a consistent, perplexing pattern that screams out one inescapable conclusion. These materials are not from this planet. This isn't about a few misplaced ingredients in an ancient recipe. This is about a systematic use of materials that defy known terrestrial sources. This is about a level of understanding of metallurgy that surpasses anything we can explain within the context of known human history in that region. Now, some might argue that these are simply advanced indigenous technologies, some lost secret of a pre-Columbian civilization. But that explanation falls apart when you consider the sheer complexity of the alloys, the precision of their creation, and the complete lack of any comparable technology anywhere else in the world at that time. There's no precedent, no evolutionary path, no logical explanation that fits within the framework of terrestrial metallurgy. The sheer improbability of this being a purely terrestrial development is staggering. The precision, the consistency, the sheer volume of these out-of-place materials, it all points toward a single, almost impossible conclusion. These artifacts incorporate components that originated beyond Earth. The evidence suggests an extraterrestrial source for at least some of the materials used in their creation. It's a controversial idea, sure, but one that's increasingly difficult to ignore in light of the scientific analysis. The data speaks for itself. And what the data says is incredible. It's mind-boggling. It's a game changer. It's alien. Ever seen a perfectly smooth, metallic sphere? Imagine one, nestled amongst ancient artifacts, radiating an unnerving sense of wrongness. Not wrong as in broken or damaged, but wrong as in fundamentally out of place, impossibly advanced. This isn't some crudely fashioned ball. This is a precision instrument, a technological marvel. And it's thousands of years old. This sphere, unearthed in the Andes, is unlike anything ever seen before. Its surface, gleaming even after millennia buried in the earth, is covered in intricate geometric patterns. Not simple lines or circles, but a complex network of interlocking shapes, a puzzle box of astonishing detail. We're talking microscopic precision, lines so fine, so perfectly executed, they defy explanation. At first, the archaeologists thought it might be some kind of decorative ornament, a ceremonial object. But the more they examined it, the more they realized this was far more significant than mere decoration. The patterns weren't random. They were systematic, deliberate, almost mathematical. And that's when the real mystery began to unfold. The team of experts, physicists, astronomers, mathematicians, began painstakingly documenting the sphere's surface, creating high-resolution scans and digital models. What they discovered sent a shockwave through the scientific community. The patterns, it turned out, weren't just pretty designs. They appeared to represent a sophisticated astronomical map. Think about that for a second. A map of the stars, created thousands of years before any known civilization possessed the astronomical knowledge to even conceive of such a thing. The sphere's markings seem to correlate with the positions of constellations, precisely charting the movements of celestial bodies with an accuracy that's breathtaking. It's a three-dimensional star chart, meticulously etched onto a metal sphere. But it's not just the accuracy that's astounding. It's the sheer sophistication of the mapping technique itself. The patterns suggest an understanding of celestial mechanics, of orbital calculations, of astronomical phenomena, all far beyond the capabilities of any known pre-Columbian culture. These aren't the simple stargazing observations of ancient shepherds. This is advanced astrophysics carved in metal. The level of precision is staggering. The angles, the distances, the relationships between different celestial bodies, it all seems to fit together perfectly, forming a coherent and incredibly accurate representation of the night sky. The sphere isn't simply depicting the stars. It's modeling their movements, predicting their positions with an accuracy that challenges our understanding of ancient knowledge. Could this be a roadmap of the cosmos? A celestial navigation guide? Or something even more profound? Some scholars suggest the sphere's patterns represent a highly advanced calendar system, predicting celestial events with incredible precision. Others believe the markings encode a message, a cosmic communication from civilization beyond our comprehension. The materials themselves remain a puzzle. The sphere's composition is unique, a blend of metals not found naturally in the Andes, further adding to the mystery of its origin. Its construction suggests a level of technological sophistication far beyond what we expect from that era. It's as if this object was crafted by a civilization possessing technology far in advance of its apparent time. This is not just an artifact. It's a testament to a level of knowledge and technological prowess that challenges the very foundations of our understanding of human history. This metallic sphere, with its intricate astronomical map, is a silent witness to a past far stranger, far more complex than we could ever have imagined. And it raises a question that hangs heavy in the air. Who created this object, and why? And what else are they hiding? So, we got these mind-bending artifacts, metals unlike anything on Earth, intricate designs that defy explanation, a star map etched onto a perfect sphere. But how old are they, really? Could this be some elaborate hoax, a modern forgery cleverly disguised as ancient history? That's where the carbon dating comes in, the scientific hammer that smashes through the walls of doubt. Forget blurry photos and whispered legends. We're talking hard science here, the kind that leaves no room for speculation. Carbon dating is a powerful tool, a time machine that allows us to peer back through millennia to pinpoint the age of organic materials with remarkable accuracy. And in this case, it delivers a verdict that's both astonishing and terrifying. The scientists meticulously selected samples, tiny fragments of organic matter found within the cave, close to the artifacts. These weren't just any bits of debris. They were carefully chosen, subjected to rigorous testing to ensure their authenticity, their connection to the objects themselves. They weren't just hoping for a date, they were building a case, a scientific argument that would stand up to scrutiny. The process is painstaking, involving sophisticated equipment and highly trained specialists. The samples are analyzed, their carbon isotopes measured, their radioactive decay meticulously tracked. It's a delicate dance between science and time, a journey back through the ages. And the results? They were absolutely stunning. The carbon dating confirmed the age of the organic materials found alongside the artifacts, pinning their existence firmly within the pre-Columbian era. Not a few hundred years ago, not a couple of thousand. We're talking thousands upon thousands of years. These objects are ancient. Incredibly, unbelievably ancient. The timeline is precise, the margin of error narrow. The results weren't just a suggestion, a hunch. They were a resounding affirmation, a scientific confirmation that these extraordinary objects were created and buried long before Columbus ever set foot on American soil. Long before the arrival of Europeans, long before the arrival of any known civilization capable of producing such advanced technology. Think about that. The precision of the carbon dating, the unwavering accuracy of the scientific method, it all points to one inescapable conclusion. These artifacts weren't made yesterday. They weren't crafted last century. They weren't even created in the era of sophisticated metallurgy we associate with the rise of modern civilizations. They predate everything we thought we knew about technological advancement in the Americas. They predate our very understanding of what was possible in the pre-Columbian world. This isn't just a matter of adjusting a few dates in a history book. This is about rewriting entire chapters, about shattering preconceived notions about the capabilities of ancient civilizations. The carbon dating didn't just confirm the age of the artifacts. It confirmed the enormity of the mystery surrounding them. It established a solid, irrefutable timeline, a bedrock of scientific fact upon which the astonishing implications of this discovery are built. The pre-Columbian era suddenly seems a lot less pre-Columbian. It's a period we thought we understood, a chapter we thought we had closed. But the carbon dating has reopened that chapter, revealing a startling, almost unbelievable truth. A truth that challenges our understanding of history, of technology, and of our place in the universe. A truth that leaves us with more questions than answers. But now, at least, we know when this incredible mystery began. And it was a very, very long time ago. So, we've got these mind-blowing artifacts, metals from another world, intricate designs that mock our understanding of ancient craftsmanship, a star map that whispers secrets of the cosmos. And the experts? Let's just say they're not exactly having a quiet cup of tea over this one. They're baffled. Utterly, completely, head-scratchingly baffled. Imagine the scene. A room full of the world's leading archaeologists, metallurgists, astronomers, the creme de la creme of scientific minds. They're poring over the evidence, staring at images, running simulations, muttering to themselves. Years of training, decades of experience, and they're staring at something that fundamentally breaks everything they thought they knew. It's like a puzzle box with pieces that don't belong to any known puzzle. The initial reaction was disbelief, of course. Fake, some muttered. A clever hoax, others whispered. After all, how could such advanced technology possibly exist thousands of years ago in the remote Andes? It challenged the very foundations of our understanding of human history, of technological progress, of civilization itself. It was easier to dismiss it as a fabrication than to accept the implications. But the evidence kept piling up. The more they examined the artifacts, the more the impossible became possible. The meticulous craftsmanship, the precision engineering, the use of exotic materials, it all pointed toward a level of technological mastery that was simply unprecedented for that time period. We're talking about a level of sophistication that would challenge even today's engineers. Then came the suggestions, the tentative hypotheses, the whispered theories. The most intriguing? The possibility of a lost civilization. Not just a lost tribe, mind you, but a highly advanced society possessing technological capabilities far exceeding anything we've ever seen from pre-Columbian cultures. A civilization so advanced, so technologically adept, that they could craft these mind-bending objects, then vanish without a trace, leaving behind only these cryptic clues. The idea is radical, of course. It challenges our linear understanding of history, the slow, steady march of technological progress that we've been taught. But what if our history books are missing a whole chapter? What if there was a civilization, perhaps even several, that reached unimaginable heights of technological advancement, only to disappear, leaving behind only tantalizing fragments of their extraordinary existence? Some experts point to legends, to myths passed down through generations, tales of advanced civilizations that vanished without a trace. Could these artifacts be the physical evidence to support those age-old stories? Could they be the long-lost remnants of a society that mastered technology far beyond our current comprehension? These aren't just pretty ornaments. They are tools, instruments, possibly even weapons. The level of precision engineering suggests a deep understanding of physics, metallurgy, even astronomy. They're not just using materials. They're manipulating them at a molecular level, creating alloys that defy our current understanding of material science. It's almost as if they were working with a technology far beyond what we can currently reproduce. The sheer volume of artifacts is also significant. This wasn't a single, isolated object. It was a collection of items, suggesting a thriving, organized society capable of mass production and intricate design. It points towards a culture that was not only technologically advanced, but also highly organized and capable of sustained technological innovation. Think about it. A civilization capable of creating such complex objects, a society that possessed the knowledge and resources to work with exotic materials, a culture that mastered techniques we are only now beginning to understand. And then they vanished, leaving behind only these enigmatic clues, these impossible artifacts to tantalize and baffle future generations. The mystery is far from solved, of course, but the possibility of a lost, highly advanced civilization is gaining traction among leading experts, a testament to the sheer weight of the evidence. It's a controversial idea, certainly, but one that's becoming increasingly hard to dismiss. The implications are staggering, rewriting our understanding of pre-Columbian history and potentially changing the course of archaeological research forever. It's a hypothesis that forces us to confront the possibility that our current understanding of human history might be incomplete. And that, in itself, is a profoundly unsettling thought. The search for answers continues, but the questions are now far more profound and far more exciting than ever before. Okay, so we've got these crazy artifacts, right? Metals we can't explain, intricate designs that make modern engineers jealous. But let's talk about the real mind-blower, the sheer, breathtaking precision. We're not talking about pretty good for its time. We're talking about something so advanced, it makes our current technology look like cave paintings. Think about the most intricate watch you've ever seen. The tiny gears, the delicate springs, the flawless assembly. Now imagine that level of detail, that level of skill, but thousands of years ago. In a time when our understanding of pre-Columbian societies paints a picture of relatively simple tools and techniques. These artifacts aren't just challenging that picture, they're obliterating it. Let's take those geometric patterns, for example. They're not just pretty swirls and doodles. We're talking about complex mathematical formulas etched into metal, designs that exhibit an understanding of geometry and spatial relationships that's simply astounding. The lines are perfectly straight, the angles perfectly precise, the curves flawlessly smooth. There's no wavering, no hesitation, no evidence of human error. It's like they were made by a machine with superhuman precision. And it's not just the individual designs. It's the relationship between the designs, the way they interact, the way they form a coherent whole. It's like a symphony of shapes, a complex interplay of lines and curves that creates a breathtakingly beautiful and utterly baffling design. It's a level of aesthetic sense and mathematical understanding that far surpasses anything we can attribute to known pre-Columbian cultures. Now, some might argue that it's just incredibly skilled craftsmanship, a testament to the dedication and perseverance of ancient artisans. But that doesn't explain the consistency. The precision isn't just present in a few select pieces. It's found across all the artifacts. Every object, no matter its size or purpose, exhibits the same level of meticulous detail, the same unwavering accuracy, the same stunning precision. It's a consistent pattern, a level of quality control that suggests a highly organized, technologically advanced society. Think about the metallurgy. Not just the unusual alloys, but the way those alloys were worked. The smoothness of the surfaces, the lack of imperfections, the incredibly thin and delicate features. It all suggests a level of control over the material, a mastery of metallurgical techniques that's simply beyond comprehension. These aren't crude attempts. They're refined, perfected, almost industrial. And let's not forget the astronomical map on that sphere. The sheer accuracy of the celestial positions, the intricate detail of the constellations, the apparent understanding of celestial mechanics. It's not just a pretty picture. It's a precise scientific instrument. It suggests not just observation, but sophisticated calculation and prediction. It implies a level of astronomical knowledge that shouldn't have existed thousands of years ago. This isn't just about a few skilled artisans. This is about a whole society operating at a level of technological advancement that's simply beyond anything we've ever seen in that time period. The precision, the consistency, the sheer complexity of the designs, it all points toward a technological leap, a quantum jump forward that completely rewrites our understanding of pre-Columbian societies. It's not just a matter of refinement. It's a matter of a whole new level of capability, a level of technological mastery that defies explanation within the context of known human history. It suggests a level of advancement that's not just advanced for its time, but advanced, period. It's a level of sophistication that makes our own technology look relatively primitive. And that's what makes this discovery so utterly, breathtakingly incredible. This isn't simply a matter of refining our understanding of the past. It's about fundamentally reevaluating everything we thought we knew. So, we got these artifacts. Unbelievable craftsmanship, impossible alloys, a star map that makes modern astronomers weep with envy. But let's be honest, the elephant in the room is pretty darn big. We're talking about the possibility of alien contact. And it's not just some fringe theory anymore. It's becoming a mainstream conversation. For years, the idea of extraterrestrial life was relegated to the realm of science fiction, relegated to late-night talk shows and hushed conversations among conspiracy theorists. But the evidence we've uncovered, the sheer weight of the inexplicable, is forcing even the most skeptical scientists to reconsider their positions. The tide is turning, and it's turning fast. Think about it. We've spent decades scanning the skies, searching for faint radio signals, hoping to hear a whisper from another civilization. We've sent probes to distant planets, searching for signs of life, however microscopic. We've pored over data, looking for anything that hints at something different. And now, suddenly, the answer might not be out there amongst the stars, but right here, buried in the earth, staring us in the face. The discovery in the Andes isn't just a singular event. It's part of a growing body of evidence. Around the world, archaeologists are finding similar anomalies, similar impossibilities, objects that defy explanation, that challenge our understanding of ancient civilizations, that hint at a level of technological advancement that simply shouldn't exist. These aren't isolated incidents. They're breadcrumbs scattered across the globe, leading us to a conclusion that's both thrilling and terrifying. Leading researchers, experts in their fields, are beginning to publicly acknowledge the possibility of extraterrestrial contact. It's no longer a whisper in the corridors of academia, but a growing roar. Scientists who once scoffed at the idea are now carefully considering the implications of the evidence. They're reevaluating their assumptions, questioning their preconceived notions, and admitting that maybe, just maybe, we're not alone. Maybe our history books are incomplete, maybe even fundamentally flawed. This isn't about proving aliens built the pyramids or that Roswell was a real alien crash site. This is about something far more profound, far more fundamental. It's about the possibility that our understanding of human history, of technological advancement, of life itself, is incomplete. It's about confronting the uncomfortable truth that we might not be the pinnacle of evolution, that there might be others who were here long before us, others who possessed a level of technological mastery that surpasses our wildest imaginations. The growing acceptance of this possibility isn't based on blind faith or wild speculation. It's based on scientific analysis, on rigorous testing, on a growing mountain of evidence that's simply too difficult to ignore. Carbon dating, metallurgical analysis, astronomical calculations all point to the same startling conclusion. Something extraordinary happened in our past. Something that challenges everything we thought we knew. The shift in the scientific community isn't just a matter of a few brave researchers stepping out of line. It's a collective awakening, a recognition that the evidence is too compelling to dismiss, that the possibilities are too profound to ignore. The weight of the evidence is forcing a paradigm shift, a fundamental reevaluation of our place in the universe, of our understanding of history, of our very existence. This isn't about proving or disproving anything definitively. It's about embracing the possibility, about accepting the uncertainty, about acknowledging that we may be on the verge of a discovery that will rewrite history as we know it. And that, in itself, is an incredibly exciting prospect. The scientific community is now grappling with the implications of this possibility, engaging in serious and rigorous debate. The implications are staggering, reaching far beyond the realm of archaeology and into the very fabric of our understanding of the cosmos. The possibility of extraterrestrial contact is no longer a fringe theory. It's a serious scientific consideration, and the evidence is only growing stronger. This is a turning point, a moment in history where the impossible is becoming increasingly probable. Of course, not everyone's convinced. Some people, let's call them skeptics, aren't ready to jump on the alien bandwagon. They're looking for more down-to-earth explanations, and let me tell you, some of their arguments are pretty compelling, at least at first glance. The skeptics are a diverse bunch, but their main line of attack focuses on two key ideas: advanced indigenous technology and sophisticated forgeries. Let's tackle the first one, the idea that pre-Columbian civilizations were far more advanced than we give them credit for. Think about it. We've always viewed these ancient societies through a somewhat rose-tinted, romanticized lens. We see their art, their architecture, their intricate textiles, and we marvel at their skill. But we often unconsciously project our own understanding of technological progression onto them. We assume a linear path, a slow and steady climb from simple tools to complex machinery. But what if that's wrong? What if we've underestimated their capabilities? The skeptics point to various examples of advanced engineering in pre-Columbian societies. The intricate stonework of Machu Picchu, for instance, or the complex irrigation systems of the Nazca. These were impressive feats of engineering, requiring advanced planning, sophisticated tools, and a deep understanding of physics and mathematics. Could they have achieved even more, things we've simply failed to recognize or understand? They argue that our current understanding of pre-Columbian metallurgy might be incomplete. Maybe there were lost techniques, secret processes, a level of expertise that vanished over time, leaving only fragmented evidence behind. Maybe the alloys found in the artifacts are the result of a highly sophisticated process, a process that was lost, but not impossible. Maybe the precision wasn't alien, but simply incredibly well-kept secret. It's a compelling argument, right? It's easier to accept a previously unknown level of ancient ingenuity than to embrace the idea of extraterrestrial intervention. It keeps things within the familiar framework of human history, avoids the need to rewrite everything we think we know. It's comfortable, it's safe, it's easier to believe. But then there's the second key argument from the skeptics: forgery. The possibility that these artifacts are not ancient at all, but meticulously crafted fakes, cleverly designed to fool even the most experienced experts. Imagine the skill, the dedication, the sheer audacity of someone creating these objects, forging their age, meticulously mimicking ancient techniques, to create something that looks impossibly old, impossibly advanced. It's a terrifying thought, a chilling reminder that even the most scientific of fields can be vulnerable to deception. The skeptics point to several factors that could support this theory. The relative lack of context surrounding the artifacts, for example, or the absence of similar objects found in nearby sites. They question the consistency of the findings, the suspiciously perfect state of preservation, and the almost too perfect level of craftsmanship. They suggest that the materials used could have been sourced from modern sources, their composition altered to mimic ancient alloys. They raise questions about the analytical techniques used to date the artifacts. Could there have been contamination? Could there have been errors in the testing process? Could the results have been misinterpreted? They remind us that even the most robust scientific methods are not infallible. The human error is always a possibility. And the skeptics' arguments are not without merit. History is full of forgeries, of deliberate deceptions designed to mislead and confuse. The desire to create something extraordinary, to rewrite history, to make a name for oneself, is a powerful motivator. And while these artifacts are incredibly compelling, the possibility of a sophisticated forgery remains. So where does that leave us? On one hand, we have the breathtaking possibility of alien contact, a reality-bending revelation that could rewrite human history as we know it. On the other, we have the equally compelling arguments of the skeptics, who offer alternative explanations based on advanced indigenous technologies and the possibility of masterful forgeries. The truth, as is often the case, lies somewhere in between. The evidence is compelling, the mystery is profound, and the debate is far from over. The arguments of the skeptics force us to consider all possibilities, to scrutinize the evidence with even greater rigor, to demand even higher standards of scientific accuracy. And that, in itself, is a good thing, because the pursuit of truth, the relentless quest for answers, is what drives scientific progress. And it is in that pursuit that we find the most extraordinary discoveries. And the truth, whatever it may be, is out there, just waiting to be uncovered. Okay, so we've got these crazy artifacts, right? Impossible alloys, mind-bending designs, a star map that's older than recorded history. Skeptics are shouting hoax and advanced indigenous tech. And honestly, some of their arguments are pretty convincing. But here's the thing. Can you really explain away all of this? Let's talk about numbers. Not just a few shiny trinkets tucked away in a dusty cave. We're talking about a significant find, a treasure trove of objects. Dozens, maybe hundreds of artifacts, all exhibiting the same baffling characteristics. The same impossible alloys, the same impossible precision, the same unsettling sense of otherness. One or two strange objects, easy to dismiss as a fluke, as a coincidence, as a clever forgery. But a whole collection? A consistent pattern across numerous artifacts, all from the same time period, all from the same remote location? That's a lot harder to ignore. That's when coincidence starts to feel like conspiracy. That's when a single, isolated incident transforms into a compelling pattern. That's when the possibility of a hoax starts to seem less likely than the impossible truth. Think of it like this. Imagine you're playing poker. You get dealt a single ace. Okay, maybe it's luck. You get dealt a second ace. Still possible, right? But a third ace? A fourth? A full house of aces? At some point, you're going to start to suspect that the deck is rigged. You're going to start to wonder if something else is at play. That's exactly the situation we're in with these Andean artifacts. It's not just the individual pieces that are remarkable. It's the sheer volume, the sheer consistency of the evidence. It's the fact that these objects, these impossibilities, aren't just isolated incidents. They're a pattern, a recurring theme, a chorus of anomalies singing the same strange song. And it's not just the metals. It's the designs too. The intricate geometric patterns, the precise astronomical map. These aren't random scribbles. They're deliberate, complex, sophisticated. And again, the consistency is striking. The same level of precision, the same level of sophistication, repeated across a wide range of objects. It's not just one clever artisan. It's a whole culture, a whole society operating at a level of technological mastery we simply can't explain. Now, the skeptics might argue it's a sophisticated forgery, a masterclass in deception. But think about the scale of such an undertaking. The resources, the expertise, the sheer time and effort involved in creating dozens, perhaps hundreds of objects, each with the same level of impossible precision, all mimicking ancient techniques with uncanny accuracy. That's a monumental task, a conspiracy of almost unimaginable proportions. It's a much bigger hoax than anyone could possibly pull off. And let's not forget the carbon dating. This wasn't some dodgy, unreliable test. This was rigorous, meticulous, scientifically sound. Multiple samples, multiple tests, all pointing to the same conclusion. These objects are thousands of years old. They predate any known civilization capable of producing such technology. You can't fake a carbon date. You can't forge millennia. So, we're left with this, a massive collection of artifacts, all exhibiting the same impossible characteristics, all consistently dated to the pre-Columbian era. The sheer volume and consistency of this evidence makes it exceptionally difficult to dismiss. It's not just about one or two strange pieces. It's about a pattern, a trend, a chorus of impossibilities that's almost impossible to ignore. The sheer weight of it all, the accumulation of anomaly upon anomaly, the consistency across multiple disciplines of scientific analysis, it forces us to confront the uncomfortable possibility that our understanding of the past might be fundamentally flawed. It's a possibility that demands further investigation, a possibility that, quite frankly, is incredibly exciting. Because when the evidence piles up this high, you start to wonder if the impossible is, well, possible. So, we got these baffling artifacts, right? Metals from another planet, a star map older than civilization itself. Sounds like a wild sci-fi movie, doesn't it? But this isn't Hollywood. This is real life, and the story is far from over. Because the investigation is just getting started. Forget dusty museum shelves and academic papers. We're talking cutting-edge science, the kind that makes your head spin. This isn't some quick and dirty analysis. This is a deep dive, a full-on scientific assault on one of the most perplexing mysteries of our time. Think of it as a forensic investigation, but on a cosmic scale. First up, advanced material analysis. We're not just talking about looking at these artifacts under a magnifying glass. We're talking about breaking them down, atom by atom, molecule by molecule. Think powerful lasers, electron microscopes, the most sophisticated spectrometers ever built. Scientists are dissecting these objects, literally peeling back the layers of millennia to uncover their secrets. They're analyzing the precise composition of those unbelievable alloys, searching for traces of elements that shouldn't be there, searching for clues to their origin, clues to their purpose. They're mapping the crystalline structures, looking for signs of advanced manufacturing techniques, looking for anything that might shed light on how these objects were created. This isn't a simple process. It's painstaking, demanding, and incredibly complex. Each test takes time. Each analysis requires careful interpretation. But the results are already revealing some astonishing details. They're finding traces of elements that are incredibly rare on Earth, elements that require incredibly high temperatures and specialized techniques to extract and refine. They're discovering subtle variations in the alloy compositions, variations that suggest a level of precision and control that's simply breathtaking. And they're finding anomalies, unexpected elements, unusual structures, inconsistencies that defy easy explanation. These anomalies aren't just noise. They're clues, cryptic messages whispered across millennia, waiting to be deciphered. But the material analysis is only half the story. Because the researchers aren't working in isolation. They're collaborating, sharing data, cross-referencing their findings with similar discoveries from around the globe. This isn't just about the Andes. It's about a global puzzle, a worldwide web of unexplained artifacts. Imagine a network of scientists scattered across continents, all working on seemingly unrelated projects, all uncovering similar anomalies. Ancient objects with impossible alloys, intricate designs that defy explanation, astronomical maps etched into metal. These aren't isolated incidents. They're pieces of a much larger puzzle, fragments of a story that's only just beginning to be told. This cross-referencing is crucial. By comparing notes, by sharing data, by comparing analytical results, the researchers are looking for patterns, for recurring themes, for common threads that might connect these seemingly disparate discoveries. Are there similar alloys being used in different parts of the world? Are there similar design elements? Similar astronomical patterns? Are there commonalities in the methods of construction, in the tools used, in the techniques employed? This isn't about confirming a single theory. It's about building a bigger picture, a broader understanding of these extraordinary objects and their potential implications. They're looking for connections, for overlaps, for anything that might illuminate the source of these artifacts, their purpose, and their place in history. Think of it as a massive, worldwide jigsaw puzzle. Each research team is working on a single piece, a single artifact, a single set of data. But by sharing their findings, by collaborating, by piecing together the individual fragments, they're slowly but surely beginning to reveal the overall image. And that image, well, it's going to be extraordinary. This collaborative effort is revealing some striking parallels. Similar alloys are turning up in sites thousands of miles apart, suggesting a common source, a shared technology, or perhaps even a widespread network of contact. Similar astronomical patterns are appearing in different cultures, hinting at a shared understanding of the cosmos, a shared knowledge of the stars. And similar manufacturing techniques are emerging, suggesting a level of technological sophistication that was far more widespread than we ever imagined. This isn't just about adding a few more details to our history books. It's about rewriting entire chapters, about fundamentally reevaluating our understanding of the past. It's about confronting the possibility that our current narrative is incomplete, perhaps even fundamentally flawed. The implications are staggering. This isn't just about ancient history. It's about our place in the universe, our understanding of technology, our very definition of what's possible. And the research is only just beginning. The more they dig, the more they analyze, the more they collaborate, the more pieces of this incredible puzzle fall into place. The picture is slowly emerging, and it's far more extraordinary than anyone ever imagined. And the journey to uncover the truth, to understand the full implications of this discovery, is going to be an incredible ride. We are only at the beginning. The pieces are falling into place, and the image they're forming is mind-blowing. Whoa, let that sink in for a second. Alien tech in the Andes, thousands of years old. Sounds crazy, right? But what if it's true? What if everything we think we know about human history is wrong? We're talking about a potential rewrite, a complete upheaval of everything we've learned in school, everything we've read in history books. Forget minor adjustments. We're talking about ripping up the entire textbook and starting again from scratch. Because if these artifacts are genuinely extraterrestrial in origin, or even the product of a previously unknown, incredibly advanced human civilization, then our understanding of technological progression is fundamentally flawed. Think about the timeline of human advancement. The Stone Age, the Bronze Age, the Iron Age, a slow, gradual progression, right? Each era building upon the last. Each innovation paving the way for the next. But what if that's just a tiny sliver of a much larger picture? What if there were leaps and bounds, sudden jumps in technological capability that we haven't even begun to comprehend? These artifacts suggest exactly that. We're looking at alloys, metallurgical techniques, astronomical knowledge, all far beyond the capabilities of any known pre-Columbian civilization. It's like stumbling upon a fully functional smartphone buried alongside a pile of sharpened sticks. It doesn't fit the narrative. It shatters it. The implications for our understanding of human potential are vast. If a civilization thousands of years ago possessed this level of technology, what else were they capable of? What other wonders did they create? What other secrets are buried, waiting to be unearthed? The very idea is breathtaking. And it's not just about human potential. It's about our place in the cosmos. If extraterrestrial contact occurred thousands of years ago, it changes everything we think we know about our place in the universe. We're not alone. We've never been alone. And the implications of that are staggering. It means we're part of a larger cosmic tapestry, a network of civilizations stretching across time and space. It means our planet, our history, our very existence is part of a story far grander and more complex than we ever imagined. Consider the philosophical implications. If a civilization far more advanced than our own visited Earth thousands of years ago, what were their motives? Were they explorers, conquerors, teachers, or something else entirely? Did they leave behind more than just these artifacts? Did they influence the course of human history in ways we can't even begin to imagine? These questions are not just academic exercises. They're fundamental to understanding our own origins, our own destiny. Imagine the impact on religion, on spirituality, on our entire worldview. The very foundations of many belief systems are challenged by the possibility of extraterrestrial contact, of a past far more complex and mysterious than anything we've ever conceived. This discovery isn't just rewriting history. It's rewriting our understanding of ourselves, our place in the universe, and the very nature of existence itself. It's not just about rewriting history books. It's about rewriting our understanding of the universe. It's about accepting the possibility that the universe is far stranger, far more wondrous, far more complex than we ever dare to dream. And it's about confronting the fact that we might be far less unique, far less special than we've always believed. It's a humbling thought, a sobering realization, but also incredibly exciting. This isn't just about the past, it's about the future. What kind of technology could this ancient civilization have possessed? What secrets might they have left behind? What do we learn from them? This discovery isn't just a historical curiosity. It's a potential technological treasure trove, a window into a future we haven't even begun to imagine. The possibilities are endless, the potential for discovery limitless, and the implications for our future are truly staggering. Think about the scientific implications alone. The sheer technological leap represented by these artifacts could unlock breakthroughs in materials science, metallurgy, astronomy, and countless other fields. The knowledge contained within these objects, if we can decipher it, could propel humanity forward in ways we can only dream of. It could be the key to unlocking technologies that would revolutionize our world, solve our most pressing problems, and redefine the limits of human potential. This isn't just about rewriting the past. It's about reshaping the future. It's about unlocking secrets that could change the course of human civilization, secrets that could reshape our understanding of the universe and our place within it. The implications are truly staggering, far-reaching, and utterly transformative. And we're only just beginning to scratch the surface. So, we've got these incredible artifacts, right? Metals from another world, mind-boggling designs, a star map older than recorded history. And yet, the more we learn, the more confused we get. Because the mystery surrounding these objects isn't just a puzzle. It's a labyrinth, a twisting, turning maze of unanswered questions. It's a mystery that deepens with every new discovery, raising more questions than it answers. Think about it. We've established that these artifacts are incredibly old, likely predating any known civilization capable of producing such advanced technology. We've analyzed the metals, identified impossible alloys, and traced elements that shouldn't even be on this planet. We've deciphered complex geometric patterns, identified astronomical maps of unnerving accuracy. We have the hard evidence, the scientific data, the undeniable facts. And yet, we still don't know what we're looking at. We've explored the possibility of a lost, highly advanced civilization, a society that mastered technologies beyond our current comprehension, only to vanish without a trace, leaving behind only these cryptic clues. But who were they? Where did they come from? How did they acquire such incredible knowledge? And why did they disappear? These are not just questions, They are gaping chasms in our understanding of history. And then there's the extraterrestrial hypothesis. The possibility that these artifacts are not the product of human ingenuity, but rather the remnants of an alien encounter, a visit from a civilization beyond our world. But if that's the case, what was their purpose? Were they explorers, traders, conquerors? Did they leave behind more than just these cryptic objects? Did they interact with the indigenous population? If so, how? What kind of technology did they use? What was their level of advancement? The questions are endless. The sheer precision of the artifacts is another mind-bending enigma. The flawless execution, the microscopic detail, the consistent quality across multiple objects, it suggests a level of technological mastery that's almost impossible to comprehend. Was this craftsmanship the result of highly advanced tools? Or was it achieved through some unknown, perhaps even alien, technique? Did they possess some secret knowledge of metallurgy, some lost art that allowed them to create alloys and manipulate metals in ways we are only now beginning to understand? And what about the astronomical map on the metallic sphere? Its accuracy is breathtaking, predicting the movements of celestial bodies with an uncanny precision. But what was its purpose? Was it a navigational tool, a celestial calendar, a message to future generations, or something entirely different? What message, if any, was it intended to convey? And to whom? The very existence of these artifacts raises fundamental questions about our understanding of history, technology, and even life itself. Our linear model of technological advancement, the slow, steady progress from simple tools to complex machines, seems woefully inadequate to explain these objects. They represent a radical departure from our current understanding, a leap forward so vast it challenges the very foundations of our knowledge. The more we learn, the more we realize how little we actually know. The answers we found only lead to more questions, each discovery opening new avenues of inquiry, each solution unveiling a whole new layer of mystery. The sheer scale of the unknown is both daunting and exhilarating. It's a reminder of the vastness of the universe, of the limitations of our knowledge, and of the incredible potential for discovery that lies just beyond our grasp. We've only just begun to scratch the surface. The analysis continues, the research progresses, and the mystery deepens. The more we uncover, the more we realize the true extent of the enigma. Each new piece of evidence, each fresh insight, only serves to highlight the vast expanse of the unknown that remains. This isn't just a puzzle. It's a journey into the heart of an ancient mystery, a quest for answers that may lie beyond the boundaries of our current understanding. And the path ahead is filled with more questions than answers. It's a path we must follow, a journey we must undertake, because the answers, whatever they may be, hold the key to rewriting human history, reshaping our understanding of the universe, and redefining our place within it. And the journey has only just begun. Okay, so we've been down this rabbit hole, haven't we? Impossible alloys, mind-blowing craftsmanship, a star map older than recorded history. And the question hanging in the air, the one that keeps you up at night, is this: could this be proof of prehistoric alien contact? Seriously, think about it. We're not talking about a single rusty nail here. We're talking about a substantial collection of artifacts, all pointing to the same astonishing conclusion. A conclusion so radical, so mind-bending, that it challenges everything we think we know about human history, about technological advancement, about life itself. It's enough to make even the most seasoned skeptic pause, to make them scratch their heads and admit, maybe there's something to this. The skeptics, of course, have their arguments. Advanced indigenous technology? Maybe. Sophisticated forgeries? Possible. But let's be honest, those explanations start to fray at the edges when you consider the sheer volume of evidence, the consistency of the findings, the sheer impossibility of it all. How do you explain away dozens, maybe hundreds of artifacts, all exhibiting the same impossible characteristics, all dating back thousands of years? That's not just luck, that's a pattern. And patterns, my friends, suggest something far more significant than coincidence. One of the most compelling pieces of evidence, of course, is that metallic sphere, that perfectly crafted ball covered in an unbelievably intricate astronomical map. Think about the level of knowledge required to create something like that. The understanding of celestial mechanics, the precision of the measurements, the sheer artistry of the execution, it's breathtaking. And it's thousands of years old. How could a pre-Columbian civilization, with the tools and technology they possessed, possibly create something so incredibly advanced? It's like finding a fully functional iPhone buried alongside a pile of sharpened sticks. It just doesn't compute. And the materials themselves, these aren't just ordinary metals. We're talking about alloys that don't exist naturally in the Andes, alloys that require incredibly high temperatures and specialized techniques to create. Alloys that contain elements so rare, so difficult to refine, that even today's technology struggles to isolate them. Where did these materials come from? How did they acquire the knowledge to work with them? The answers, frankly, are elusive. And that elusiveness, that inherent mystery, is what makes this discovery so compelling. But it's not just the scientific evidence that's compelling. It's the sheer audacity of the idea. The possibility that we're not alone, that we've never been alone, that our history is far more complex and far more mysterious than we ever imagined. It's a thrilling, terrifying, and undeniably seductive thought. It's a question that has haunted humanity for millennia. Are we truly alone in the universe? And these artifacts, these impossible objects from the distant past, might just be the answer. So what do you think? Could these artifacts be proof of prehistoric alien contact? Is this evidence of a lost civilization, a society far more advanced than we ever imagined? Or is it something else entirely? A masterclass in forgery? A cosmic coincidence? A blend of both? Whatever your answer, one thing is certain. These objects represent a challenge, a profound challenge to our understanding of the past, of technology, of life itself. They force us to confront the uncomfortable possibility that everything we think we know might be wrong, that our place in the universe might be far more significant, far more complex than we ever dreamed. This isn't just about archaeology, it's about cosmology, about philosophy, about the very nature of existence. It's a question that reaches far beyond the dusty shelves of museums and into the vast, unknowable expanse of the cosmos. It's a question that demands our attention, our curiosity, our relentless pursuit of truth. And it's a question that you, the viewer, are now perfectly positioned to answer. What's your take? Let's hear it in the comments below. Let the debate begin. Let the speculation soar. Let the truth, whatever it may be, finally emerge. Because this isn't just a story, it's a conversation. And it's a conversation that we're all a part of.